So I wanted to take a minute here and talk about song selection because I think it's one of the first parts of the editing process is coming up with what song you want to use to drive the edit that you're going to create. So um, take a minute. We'll go over some of the song selection stuff, sort of how we come up with our songs and what we choose and what we don't choose. One of the first things that we do when we're looking at songs is we don't want to choose anything that is top 40. We don't want to see anything that's typically used often in the same place. For example, John Mayer's "All for You" or "Trains Marry Me." These songs, which are specifically used over and over and over again by editors to edit video, is not what we want. We do not want to create that same typical edit that you see from a lot of these editors. We want something unique. So what we do is we've created, if you go into the FTP folder, we've created a cinema, a soundtrack music folder. And in that soundtrack music, you'll notice that there is a bunch of folders for the different parts of the day that you might find in here. In all, in any one of these locations, you might find a piece of song that kind of inspires you to do your edit. Now, do realize that the songs that are in our soundtrack music folder should not be used for trailers. They should not be used for trailers because we've already used them a number of times. So really we want to use these to inspire us to find something new. If you take a look at the bride prep section, you'll notice that there's a whole bunch of artists and songs in here that we've used before. If you were to, say, for example, set to author, you'll be able to see all the different types of authors and artists that we work with, that we see. And basically by looking at these, you might be able to find yourself something from someone else. So for example, Marie Hines is a great example. What I'll do is I'll take a look at Marie Hines and I'll search her on YouTube. So we'll go to YouTube and we'll search Marie Hines. And from there, once I've searched Marie Hines, I'll have a whole bunch of songs done by Marie Hines. I will check them against the songs that I already have here, Mending, Always You, and My Love Will Never Fail You, and I'll try to find another song that is different. Now, the song we choose should not be negative in its connotation when you listen to it. It shouldn't be a downer. It should be uplifting. It should probably talk about love in some way. Sometimes it's nice to have a song that has a hook that talks about love a lot, or needing people or being together. There's actually some really great Matt Kearney songs. If you look at one of our artists that we use quite often is Matt Kearney. The soundtrack music, go to room prep. You'll actually see there's a few Matt Kearney songs in here. There's actually some really terrific Matt Kearney songs that we love that I'm not seeing any in here. Some Matt Kearney songs that we've used that, although they may be negative in their overall tone, they come to the point where they use a piece of the song that sounds really positive. So we can use that song and then cover up the negative parts with our speeches. That's another little trick that we use to get the audio to sound, get the sound to sound the way we want it to. So we'll search Marie Hines, and then what we'll do is often we'll just find ourselves kind of listening to the music. And then what's great is once you go to Marie Hines and you search the music here, you can actually scroll down the related items, and oftentimes you can come up with a different song, something different that you wouldn't have thought to go for. And this is a good way, just kind of searching artists and searching around. The other thing that we do is we also go to Pandora Radio and use Pandora for a lot of what we do. If you search an artist, you put them in, you'll get their station. I love Matt Kearney Radio. We also have some stuff by Kina Grannis Radio, Christina Perry Radio. These are all going to pull up the radio stations and find, again, related music. So oftentimes while you're going through the editing process, it's a great idea to just pop on, if you're going to go through the multicam process or you're going to go through the culling or selecting the footage process, just pop on a radio station and just listen to it in the background until you hear something that inspires you. Oftentimes I'll just listen to Matt Kearney and come up with something. Then you should use the app for the iPhone called Shazam to select the song, if you will. So you listen to it on the iPhone, and then you should be able to grab the song name. Use that song, download it, and make sure that when you send over to us the end product, you send it in the assets as well. The last place that we like to go is we like to find other wedding filmmaking companies that inspire us, that do an awesome job at selecting music. We in particular have found Paper Cranes to be an awesome company, and they do such a great job at song selection. So, and oftentimes we may be able to find some song out there that they've used that inspires us in editing. A lot of times we'll click on their edits. It'll also help us to inspire us on, how we might want to edit our films. Not exactly, but something similar. But if you just go to Vimeo and you type in Paper Cranes Productions, you will find their Vimeo page, which has literally hundreds of videos, and maybe find a song that really inspires you from their wedding video edit stuff. But yeah, that's the song selection process, and just make sure that the song, especially when it's a trailer only, has about 4 minutes worth of length to it. You do not want to choose a song that's 2.5 to 3 minutes long. Especially when they're trailer only. Now, as time goes on, we will go over which ones are trailer only, which ones are feature edits, and we will let you know for sure. Sometimes if you have a feature edit job, it's okay to use a shorter edit, but with trailer onlys, we definitely want to have them be about 4 minutes or so in length. So that is the song selection process, and then from there we want to basically start with what we want to do for the intros as well.